this is Datila, and welcome to the TNAIW Go Power Rankings show. As always, I'm joined by my two wonderful co-hosts. First, to my right, he is the third rascal and 1/3 of the tag team champions, and allegedly has no relation to Steve Macklin. He's the star of the show, the one and only Burt Macklin.
And he puts the Burt
B
in Sherbert.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lucha. How you guys doing?
And to my left, he's a DNA of TNAIW, the godfather of the Power Rankings. He puts the Lucha and Luchasaurus, the brother and Lucha Brothers. Give it up for Lucha, 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 Lucha.
Yeah, had to make sure you didn't start talking reckless.
That's funny. All right. Since you guys know, this week was Impact's 1000th episode. Well, the part 1 of the 1000th episode, because it was just so big that we need room for more.
It was 1000.5.
Yes. I will say this, after the finish to the main event, I don't think there's any doubt that the Motor City Machine Guns are going to be number 1 again.
Especially since Chris Sabin was on the first ever episode of Impact. He was on every single episode in between then, and the 1000. Well, maybe not that, but he was on the first one and the most recent one. So yeah, I agree with you.
Not only was he on the first one, but he was on the main event of the first one.
Okay, that's a deep cut.
And Chris Sabin beat Chris Sabin's record of 9 times X Division champion.
Impressive as fuck.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think there's any doubt that the Motor City Machine Guns are going to be number 1 this week. But
can Chris Sabin beat Chris Sabin's record and hit 11?
Ooh, time will tell. But aside from the Motor City Machine Guns, who else do you guys think made this week's Power Rankings?
I would expect the briefcase winners.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah, because and we don't even know who's going to get fired out of them. So the person that makes the rankings could get fired. So you never know.
So yeah. Burt, with what you're saying, could we assume that the highest ranked case winner is the world title winner?
I could definitely see that scenario.
But we still don't know who won the world title shot.
Yeah, but if you're looking to go to Vegas and you know what I'm saying, put your bets on who you think got fired or got the fire case and who got the world title case. I mean, you can most definitely look to us and see who the highest ranked case getter is, and maybe that'll help sway you one way or another. Look, we're just here to help.
I think that would be interesting. I wonder if any of the legends made the Power Rankings. I know you're a Shark Boy, Mark Lucha, so
I came this close to voting Shark Boy number 1. Just I want everyone to know that we almost Motor City Machine Guns would probably be number 2 had I put Shark Boy at number 1.
I bet that must have been a tough decision for you.
That's high praise.
And with that being said, let's play these Power Rankings. Number 10, the most professional wrestling gods. Number 9, Jordan Grace. Number 8, ABC. Number 7, Team 3D. Number 6, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Number 5, Leo Rush. Number 4, Tracy and Frankie. Number 3, world champion, Trinity. Number 2, tag team champions, the Rascals. Number 1, Motor City Machine Guns. Very interesting Power Rankings, if you ask me.
Shout out to Team 3D for making their debut in the Power Rankings. We didn't get all the case winners.
Nope. And here's the thing. There was actually a tie for number 10. It was the most professional wrestling gods and MK Ultra. They tied with 13 points each.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have went with MK Ultra. I think them being tag team champions should have broken that.
What do you think, Lucha?
I mean, you can make a strong case for both. That's why I don't know which to go with. Because, like, MK Ultra, yeah, Knockouts tag champs, but the most professional wrestling gods, they've not only kind of sort of, they've had some decent tag team momentum, but also with the Feast or Fire situation, they got that on them. I don't know, man. You couldn't. We need to go back to the old school way of including the ties and just give the 10 spot to both the most professional wrestling gods and MK Ultra, because I can't pick.
And MK Ultra wasn't even on this week's episode.
But they still the tag team champs.
Yeah. So it's a hard decision. It really is. Let us know in the comments who you guys would have picked. The most professional wrestling gods or MK Ultra?
It should be a Twitter poll.
Yeah, that should be. Also, too, we also had a 3-way tie for who almost made it. So, coming in at number 11, 12, and 13, it was a 3-way tie, actually, between Crazy Steve, Tommy Dreamer, and Joya.
Yeah, that's some fit competition. You got 2 case winners in the DMC. Wait.
It's not Kenny K and G King anymore.
Yeah, but it doesn't hit the same for Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
That's not his.
It's a very interesting start to the power rankings.
See. It's very controversial. The competition's thick. This is why, like, I want people to understand, like, these power rankings, this top 10 is a very prestigious list.
Yeah, it is. It was hard. It was hard choosing between MK Ultra and the most professional wrestling gods. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really hard.
Actually, I think you could make a case for Moose and them winning it just because of how Moose won the case.
Yeah, he caught the case. It was a catch.
Yep, his feet were in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a catch.
The official review came back, determined it was a catch. It was on Sports Center.
It made the top 10.
Yeah.
He's getting interviewed by SVP right now.
Yeah, I'm watching.
He is funny. All right. So, why do you think ABC, Chris Bay, who also caught the briefcase, ranked higher than the most professional wrestling gods?
Because they're ABC.
The
former tag team champions?
Yeah.
And Chris Bay got his, I guess the committee, well, no, because even if you do that, I would say that Moose winning his case was more of a highlight than Chris Bay's. Shit, I don't know, man. That's a damn good question. Look at you asking the hard-hitting questions. That's journalism right there.
Oh, thank you. It could be because, he got the first case and he fought his way through that crowd that was trying to take it from him. Because it seemed like at one point everybody surrounded him, and then he just flipped onto a pile of people and touched the floor.
Took everybody out.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's why. Let's talk about number 5, Lio Rush, who is now a former X Division champion because he lost to Chris Sabin. Why do you think he still made it to number 5 despite the loss?
Because it was a match of the night, I would think, and then just it wasn't like he went out there and they went out there and put on a really good show. So there's no slight in him losing. There were times where I thought he could have won the match, and Chris Sabin had to use everything he could to win that match. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, I thought for a second Lio Rush was gonna retain. What about you, Lucha?
Yeah, I just knew that Lio Rush was gonna retain, just like you said. So, like, Sabin winning was a legit, like, jaw drop moment. Oh shit, 10 times, like, that's crazy. I don't even have the energy to do the 10, but yeah.
It's called the Ty Dillinger.
The Ty Dillinger.
The Sean Spears perfect 10.
Yeah.
Well, Leo coming in at number 5, while a little high for my taste, is still, he's good for making the top 10. He for sure deserved it just because that match that his defense of that title, he really went down swinging defending that title and just couldn't hold on. So I was cool with it.
Here's a surprise coming in at number 7, Team 3D, who reunited in a match against Champagne Singh and the returning Rohit to reunite the Desi Hit Squad. How do you feel about Team 3D coming in at number 7, Burt?
This one's a little high for me. I don't. It was basically like a squash match, like not quite, but like, you know what I mean. Like this one's a little high for me, but it's okay. Like you know what I mean. It was a legend on a 1,000th episode of Impact, so I'm fine with it.
You, Lucha?
I mean, I guess with the exception of the machine guns, I guess you could say it's wild to look at the Team 3D being the only legends, I guess you could say, that made the countdown. Like I said, you could probably put the machine guns in that category, but they're rather active. Kazarian and Tracy, but I feel like that's more so on Kazarian than Tracy, so I can't really put him in that situation. So it's interesting to me that Team 3D was the only legends that made the top 10. Is it because they were the only legends that fought?
Well, this week.
Yeah, next week's definitely going to be interesting, especially with that 10 knockout tag team match.
Which is going to be difficult to rank, just to give the audience a little peek behind the curtain. It's going to be difficult to take those results and get the top 10 together. Top 10's liable to be everyone in that match.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of the knockouts, coming in at number 9 was Jordynne Grace. Is it because she didn't wrestle? Because Josh Alexander came in at number 6. He didn't wrestle either. He just was in a backstage segment and then got beat up by the Rascals. So why did Josh place higher than Jordynne in this situation?
For that simple fact, Jordynne was in a promo. She was a part of the super huge knockouts promo at the beginning of the show, which that's a rather large scale to like come out on top of, or put any sort of a good foot forward. Like Josh, even though got jumped in the back, up until he got jumped, he punked the shit out of the Rascals. Those back and forth between Josh and the Rascals, man, they were spitting venom.
Alex Shelley once again left Josh Alexander alone in the ring.
I think Josh should thank the Rascals because just being on screen with them instantly bumped him up in the rankings. When you're on screen with stars, you get that shine.
So Lucha and I are getting shine because we're on the screen with you, Burt, since you're the star of the show.
It's kind of you to say, but that's not true.
Damn lie.
This whole show, you're the star, Burt.
I don't know about that, but thank you for saying.
You're welcome. All right. Coming in at number 4, the original knockout herself, Tracy, and her husband, Frankie, getting the big win over the Edwards, Eddie Edwards and his wife, Alicia Edwards. I think that was a fun match. And as we learned at Bound for Glory, Tracy Brooks will take her rightful place in the Impact Hall of Fame alongside Mike Tenay and Don West. So what are your thoughts on Frankie and Tracy coming in at number 4?
Part of me would have switched Frankie and Tracy with Lio Rush, but the fact that Lio did lose and then Tracy got the Hall of Fame announcement, I think they're the only people who could be number 4, seeing who is our 1 through 3.
What about you, Lucha?
I mean, I think the committee gave him love because of the Hall of Fame situation. You know, the announcement of her going into the Hall. So we're giving her some more flowers on her way to the Hall of Fame, adding a appearance on the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Just to beef up the resume just a little bit more. Granted, they did put on a match and a damn fun one at that. So then this isn't just a pity. This isn't a pity party here. Like, they earned their shot. Excuse me. They earned their spot at number 4. So
Yeah, they did. I agree. They certainly earned their spot. Oh, the next 3 are going to be interesting. Coming in at number 3, the world champion Trinity, who didn't wrestle this week, but she was involved in that opening segment along with Jordan Grace. So I feel like she's at number 3 because she is our world champion and she's going to be wrestling next week.
I also think too, because everyone had, toward the end, a brief amount of time to speak. I think she's one of the people who took over in that promo segment. I think her promo was phenomenal. You instantly felt the star presence from her. So, again, I actually think that our 1 through 3 are the most right the 3 have been in the last few weeks. I think that the top 3 are perfect in their order.
Yeah, you're right about the top 3 being like ideal. You know what I'm saying? Like what you like, the legitimate top 3. Trinity, same with Jordan. You know, she was in the All-Star promo, the WWF Raw opening promo, as I like to call it.
Exactly.
So it's just a lot of shine to be had. So the only thing she could do was glow, and that always outbeat shine because she was the champ. She's the champ going out. She didn't get laid out or anything. It'll be interesting to see though if she can keep her spot or even grow her spot with that 5-on-5, meaning if she can get the win.
I have a question.
What's up?
So the winning team of the knockouts, are we ranking them together or just individuals? Let's make that clear right now.
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, no, that's too. People who you gotta earn your spots on this shit. So you know what I'm saying, if whatever you do in this match, you better earn some shit.
It's going to be interesting to see which members of the winning team make the power rankings.
Whoever gets the pin for sure has to make it.
And then who's like the star of the match? You know what I mean? Who puts on like all, basically like in a Royal Rumble, who has the most eliminations? Who's in the ring the most? For me, is going to be on the list. If they, if there's a spot once I watch the whole show, you know what I mean? Because obviously other people could make it as well. And I was going to say the only thing missing from that WWE style promo that Lucha called it was someone coming out like Seth Rollins going, no, because that always made me laugh.
No.
With day security by him. That one always made me laugh.
Also, too, the promo did not lead into the opening match because the knockouts match is happening next week. So
it should have opened. It should have opened the show, but the promo went a little too long. If it was maybe 10 minutes, but it didn't go too. I'm not saying it was too long and it was bad. I'm just saying, if it would have been cool if it was like a 12-minute promo and then it went into the match, just because they're all out there right there,
Yeah.
Raisha Saeed takes off her shit and there's like a referee shirt underneath. It's like, well, let's get it on.
It's funny. Alrighty. Number 2, our tag team champions is the Rascals, who laid out Josh Alexander on this week's episode of Impact. Coming in at number 2. Why do you think that is? Is it because they're the world tag team champions, or they got them, so they smoke them?
I think for a couple of reasons. One, they laid out a former champ. Two, they are tag team champions. And three, if not next week, because he isn't getting a shot, Trey Miguel's a future world champ. So
Yeah, he is. Lucha, what are your takes on the Rascals coming in at number 2?
Well, like I said with Josh, basically punking the Rascals, they had to get their face back, which they did in a very decisive way. And plus they're the tag champions, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they represented and showed why they should be where they are on episode 1000.
Yeah, they did.
It's as simple as that, really.
Smoke them if you got them.
And I've already smoked them.
Yeah, both of you guys did.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Coming in at number 1, it's no surprise, no secret. The Motor City Machine Guns.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Chris Sabin defeating Lio Rush in the main event of Impact 1000 to once again become X Division champion, but not only that, a 10-time X Division champion. So once again, the Machine Guns, each of them have gold. Imagine if they were tag team champions too. Oh my god. They would never stop being number 1. Lucha, you go first on this one.
Give them all the gold, all of it. I like to see my homies back on top, man. I really was not expecting Chris Sabin to get this dub. But I'm not going to sit here and complain in any way, shape, or form. This is all in the agenda. Motor City Machine Guns ride forever. No, I'm not paying anyone on the committee off to keep the Motor City Machine Guns on the top 10. They're just that damn good, everybody. Let's go ahead and get used to it.
I wasn't expecting Chris Sabin to win. I thought Lio Rush for sure was going to retain. What about you, Burt? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, congratulations to them for getting on the top 10. I mean, for being number 1. They retaken the spot. They got the top belts in the male division.
But cannot be denied anymore.
Just to upset Lucha, I want Trey Miguel to win next week and be the world champion. So the Rascals have the world champion in a tag. Then they would be number 1, Lucha.
But remember, the match got changed, so it's I think it's Josh and Trey next week.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Dan, yeah. Okay, never mind. I thought it was. That's why I said it earlier. Okay. Well, regardless, Trey is a future world champion. Okay, damn. Because that would have been good, Trey versus Alex Shelley.
But yeah, of course you're gonna ride for the homies because they, you know what I'm saying, they let you in, apparently.
He's the third Rascal.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is gonna lead to Machine Gun versus Machine Gun at Bound for Glory.
I hope they can ever break up the Machine Guns.
I mean, you ain't gotta break it up just to have them fight.
Yeah, that's true. Could just be a match out of respect to see which one of them is better.
And gold.
When can you cash in option C?
Whenever, I thought.
No, I thought it was at a certain pay-per-view every year.
It used to be Destination X.
Okay.
That's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, well, no, because that's when Josh cashed it in.
Josh cashes in at, like, he won at Victory Road, and then he came and told Christian, "Hey, bitch, I'm cashing in. Me, you, Bound for Glory, pussy." And then, that's how we got there.
Yeah.
So I could maybe Chris Sabin cashes in at Bound for Glory.
At Bound for Glory, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Chris Sabin turns heel again.
Someone said something about, I think it was in the chat for the main show, like a good cop, bad cop type situation with Sabin and Shelly. Like Sabin's a good cop and then Shelly's a bad cop. And it's like when they're separate, it's like fuck Shelly, yay Sabin. But then when they're together, it's just like
Okay.
That's a fun dynamic. All right. So does anybody have any last comments before we move on to the next segment?
No, I'm good.
Lucha? All right. Now for a segment I like to call Which Match Has the Biggest Implications on the Power Rankings?
We got Josh versus Trey. We got the Ultimate X match, which I did not catch all the participants. We have Eric Young versus Kenny King. Jake Sundin versus Dirty Dango. We have the Feast of Fire results, and then we have the 10 knockouts tag. I think I have two. I have Trey versus Josh. I think the winner of that will be very high, especially if it's Trey. That combination with them being the tag team champions, I think they would be very high. And then I also see the winner of the briefcase, believe it or not, because I think the person that gets the world championship briefcase, which I have being Moose, I think they should be fairly high as well.
At first, I was gonna say the knockouts tag match, the 5 million people knockouts tag, but you're kind of you got me with Trey and Josh, especially if Trey wins, because you know how sometimes the committee tends to get a little wonky when it comes to continuity at number one. So who knows? Maybe the Rascals could sneak in, but they would have to get the win.
Or, they could just spray paint the eyes.
That's what they do, but Burt never catches it because that's not in his TV pack.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to say the 10 knockouts tag match because since Trinity came in at number 3, what happens if she's on the losing end on her team and she's the one that takes the pin? That's a possibility. It's like, is the person if her team loses and she's the one who takes the pin, or will she still be at number 3?
Speaking of Trinity, where have they scheduled just already her versus Mickie James for a match yet, or no?
No.
Okay. They're on the same team as well, right?
Mickie James is on the same team as Trinity.
Well, I definitely expect that team to win. I can honestly see Gail Kim getting the pin as well. Just because she is, isn't she in that match?
I think she is. Yeah, she is.
Yes.
I just wouldn't be surprised if Kong got.
Also, yeah, it's because we've Team 3D on the men's side are legends, so I could see a legend winning in the 10 knockouts tag. Now that I think about it, I have Kong pinning Giselle Shaw.
Okay, that's an interesting choice.
Kong got a huge pop too, and she's a fucking legend. You know what I mean? Yeah. She deserves that pop.
Yeah, she does. I certainly do think next week is going to be interesting, in terms of the power rankings, and I think it's going to be another great episode.
And why do you say it'll be?
Oh, in terms of the power rankings? Because I want to see who's gonna where everyone's gonna land. Like I said, if Trinity loses, is she still gonna be number 3? Trey Miguel loses, will the Rascals still be at number 2?
Well, I doubt Trinity takes the pin unless it's if they're setting up an angle with, because does she have her next opponent for the title?
Not
so
yet.
if I'm trying to remember, the opposing team is the beautiful people, Giselle Shaw, Deanna, and Tasha, right?
And Awesome Kong.
No, she's not on the heel team.
Oh, no?
I don't believe. Is she?
No.
It's
Okay, so
oh.
that's what I'm saying. If like Tasha wins, I could see Tasha maybe pinning Trinity. That'd be a good feud to go to. But other than that, I feel like, and then I just saw, I think Trinity's beaten everyone, or there's not really anybody that they would put up against her right now. So I don't see Trinity taking the pin.
What's the highest you see anybody from Ultimate X making it?
I wish I would have wrote down the people. I think, is Samurai Del Sol part of the match?
Him, Speedball, Ace Austin, I want to say Alan Angels, Rich Swann.
Wow, I just thought of something. It'd be very interesting if Chris Bay won the briefcase that contained an X Division title, and Ace Austin won the Ultimate X. That'd be very interesting.
You're trying to stir up controversy.
No, you know what unless the briefcase is a DMC title, which I could very well see, because the point you brought up that I don't think they would want two number one contenders. You know what I mean? So yeah. I could see the winner of that match being fairly high. Who do you think is going to win that match?
Let me add to it. Before we give who's going to win. We already know Chris Bay won a briefcase. So what if Ace Austin does win Ultimate X and Chris Bay is a world title shot? So where would ABC land on the power rankings?
Well, if they won those, anybody that has, here's the thing, you need 2 belts. You need 2 sets of championships, and then you will be for sure win the rankings. That's the key. That's the blueprint.
Okay. So as to who wins, I need to know all the participants in the Ultimate
X think Rich Swann wins it.
I'm going to go with Ace Austin. Speedball's in there. Alan Angels is in there. Formerly known as Kalisto is in there.
Yeah, it would be funny if Ace Austin won it, because doesn't he have history with Chris Sabin?
Yeah, he even had a I Beat Chris Sabin shirt.
Mm-hmm.
He's all see. Okay, that's a good choice, Lucha. I think Lucha has it on that one.
I hope everybody in that match is wearing a cup.
Because now that I think about it, if you had a segment with if you had a segment with ABC with both like whatever, like a briefcase and an exhibit DX, and then you had the Rascals out there, and then you had like Motor City Machine Guns, that'd be a money segment. Just a bunch of briefcases and titles and X's, you know what I mean? That'd be a money segment.
Yeah.
Because they could have a briefcase for a tag team title shot.
Yeah. All right. So, anybody have any other points before we get ready to wrap up?
Now I'm just thinking of all these scenarios. You know what I mean?
Me too. I'm thinking of all
because also too, like, what if Joya got the world title shot, but then what do you call it? But then Ethan Page screws over Joya and takes it. You know what I mean?
Ethan Page?
Yeah, not Ethan Page. Sorry, what's his name?
Joe Henry?
Joe Henry. How did I do that? Yeah, Joe Henry. You know what I mean? Because like the only one I'm for sure is the person I think is who's getting fired. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot could happen with these briefcases.
Sure that. All right. With that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever this video drops or whenever TNAIW releases content such as Lucha. Explain to these people what type of content we're talking about.
Such as grade A nonsense, like the timeless TNA 2K series. We've got the tournament, the 2023 Ryder Cup to crown the world champion. Jeff Jarrett We've had the 2023 Athena Cup to crown the Knockouts champion, Ty Valkyrie, and our X Division champion, the Super X Cup winner, Bleep. Was it Chris Sabin? Man's just winning belts, X Division belts all over the place. We're working on our tag one, getting that set up. And also, we Scott Demore sent over the check for $3.89. So you know what that means? Season 3 of LOL TNAIW that we are calling LOL 3NA coming soon.
I like that.
Guys, make sure you're checking out that. Also, if you didn't catch us live Sunday on Twitch at 8 p.m., we did a big show with me, Jeff, and Johnny Mac, to get y'all in the TNA mood with the homies. So y'all make sure y'all check out all our good content. Like I said, go check out a random Talking Bloody Nonsense. Tell Nixon and Craig we love them, and just go check everything out.
I agree.
Yes, I agree. It's been a while since we've seen Craig and Peter. So, much love, you guys. We miss y'all. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.